Hello, UCAR. Peter Christensen here, coming to you from the CEO's desk. So it's July now, starting a new theme. So we're going to touch on the code of ethics. This will be fun. So over 12 years ago now, I taught my first class, and it was an ethics class. Code of ethics, 3 hours at the UAR convention at the Zermatt Resort. And it was a train wreck. It was a total disaster. Me on stage for 3 hours without any PowerPoint, any visual aids of any kind. I think it's all been uphill from there, but or downhill, as it were, however you want to look at it. Hopefully it's gotten better. So ethics. So let's talk about a scenario I use in some of my classes. So you've got a property, and it's listed, and you have a difficult tenant in there, and the tenant isn't very cooperative with showings. Their lease is up in a few weeks, so you talk to the seller and decide it's best to throw that property into an off-market status. So you use the MLS status, off-market, you take it off, and plan on putting it back as active when the tenant is out. Well, in the meantime, a friend of the seller's stops by and says, "Hey, what about your house? I heard you're gonna sell that house, the one you're renting." And they say, "Yeah, we are. It's on the market. We're just waiting for the tenants to get out." And they're familiar with the house and say, "Well, we're really interested," and they go by with the seller and kind of look at it, and then they come up with an offer. And the seller presents it to the listing agent. And so the listing agent, tells them, "Hey, we don't have this actively being marketed right now. We may get a better offer, but this actually looks pretty good, pretty fair." And the seller says, "You know what? I like these people. I want to help them out. I'd like to accept their offer." So they accept the offer. So they change it to active and then under contract, same time. Have they done anything wrong? Have they violated the code of ethics at all? I'd say no, they haven't. But you have to be careful how you use that off-market status. Here, they had a legitimate reason, right? Difficult tenants. That's what that status is for. Situations like that, repairs, a flood, whatever. Those are the reasons you have that status. But be careful not to abuse it. So let me give you another scenario. Same thing's active, goes in the off-market status. But it's because listing agent's getting too many offers and is kind of bored of that many offers. And so they put it in off-market while they sort through the offers. And then they pick one and go with it. Well, that's not what, and let's say they continue to show it even. That's not what the off-market status is meant to be. You're not supposed to be actively marketing the property when it's in off-market. It's supposed to be not available for showing. So what's the difference? Well, in one of them, they were still marketing. It was still for sale. They were still going forward. In the first one, they weren't. It was legitimately, we don't want to show it. We'll wait. We'll wait it out till these tenants are gone. So that was a legitimate reason. Be careful with I'm going to put it in off market, but I'll just show it to some of my friends. The listing agent gets a call from their favorite buyer's agent and says, "Sure, I'll show you the property, even though it's technically off market," and they go under contract. Well, I think you potentially harmed your seller there because you're just cherry picking which buyer's agents you want to work with. You're also misrepresenting the availability of the property. If you're willing to show it to people, then it should be active. Off market is it's not available for showing right now. And so how did that first scenario play out? Well, the seller showed it to somebody. The seller had a friend. The listing agent wasn't actively marketing it, wasn't going to show it, and advised the seller that, hey, we could get better offers if we waited and put it on the market. We might get more interest. So that's the difference in those two scenarios. Hopefully that wasn't more confusing than it needed to be. But just be careful how you use that, because you don't ever want to misrepresent the availability of the property. And that's the key. Because it would be Article 1 violation for not looking out for your client's best interest. And it could be an Article 3 violation for, again, misrepresenting the availability of the property. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll have more ethics videos out this month. Thanks.